Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 recipe dinner ideas for you guys and 1 delicious dessert. So I hope that you guys like this video and this gives you guys some ideas on what to make for dinner, and be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like it. So the first meal we are making, I actually got off Tiffany Beaston here on YouTube, and this is a really simple one. So you can put chicken thighs or chicken breasts in your crock pot. It's so minimal ingredients that it's crazy. 1 onion, dice that up and put in there. And then you're just going to add potatoes, but you don't even have to cut them up if you don't want to. And if you want to add a vegetable like green beans or carrots, you can do that as well. And then the last step is to add 1 pack of ranch seasoning mix. So I just realized that I told you guys that I'm making 3 dinners. I'm making 4. 4 dinners in total and 1 dessert. So I did mess up when I said that, but I just realized because I had to take notes for this video because I have not done a cooking video for a long time, and since I am cooking a lot of things, I wanted to make notes. So you can cook that on low or high, whichever you prefer. I'm also going to put these recipes down below if you guys want to go and get the actual instructions and ingredients, just to make sure that I don't mess up. I'm really going to try hard not to, but this was a really good dinner, and we served it with some ranch on the side and then a vegetable and some fruit. It was really good. So up next, we are doing a Beefy Cheesy Mac, and I got all these recipes off Pinterest, and I thought all of them were pretty good, and we've never had any of them before, so it was really exciting to be making something new. So you're just going to start out by browning some ground beef, and then you can add some seasonings if you'd like. I think I'm adding some garlic powder, just my own little seasonings I didn't even call for, and onion powder. I always put that in extra, and then salt and pepper. So once that is brown a little bit more, I'm going to add in some garlic, and I just have minced, but it calls for 2 cloves of garlic, I believe. But you can just do whatever. And then I'm adding in 1 onion. So then I'm going to drain that and get all that grease out of there. And I'm going to return this to the crock pot. Next, we're going to add in 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. We're then going to do 2 cups of potatoes, and I just kind of diced mine up small.
Defense, drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders and closed off. That's what I told you. Soon enough, everything started.
So then you're just going to want to mix that up really well until it's all good and incorporated. It also calls for a ½ teaspoon of garlic salt, so if you want to go ahead and put that in, you can. I think I do at the last minute because I almost forgot about it. But the garlic salt does make this meal a lot more flavorful, I feel like. So if you want to add some of that in, it really does help give it a little bit more flavor. So you're going to let that cook. And guys, like I said, I'll have the exact recipe down below. But you're going to let that cook for a while, and then you're going to go back and add, at the last minute, you're going to add 2 cups of beef broth. And then we're going to add our elbow macaroni, and this is like last minute before it's done. So you want to do this like 30 minutes before, I believe. So I'm just going to make sure those noodles are wet. And then we're going to cook the noodles and the beef broth with everything else for an additional 30 minutes. And then once that is done, we are going to add a ½ cup of sour cream. And we're going to add 2½ cups of cheese. So 2½ cups of cheese, which is like a lot of cheese. And you're also now going to cook that. I think I was cooking mine on low. I believe the whole time, but like I said, however you guys like to, how much time you have on your hands will depend. You just have to do half the time. But I do believe I cooked it on low for like 6 hours, I want to say. But now I am going to pop the lid back on. I'm going to cook this for an additional 20 minutes just to get that cheese all nice and melted and the sour cream good. And then this is what it looks like at the end, and I'm now adding the garlic salt, and I'm going to mix it up, and this was really good. We did like this recipe, and I would definitely, if you guys, you know, all prefers on what you guys like, but I do recommend. So to switch it up, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the dessert idea. So you're going to need some pumpkin spice International Delight coffee creamer, some whipped topping, 1/4 cup of sugar. You're going to need a box of instant vanilla pudding mix, and you're going to need a block of cream cheese. So like I said, really minimal ingredients for this one, and this is really delicious. Everybody really liked this dessert. My husband really liked this. I really like this. We tore this up in a matter of like probably 2 days, not even kidding you guys. Like, this stuff did not last long. It was really good. It's supposed to be like a pumpkin pie dip, and you're supposed to be able to take your cookies, if you guys like the Biscoff cookies or graham crackers, and dip it in there. But honestly, we like to just eat it plain. So I'm now just going to incorporate my pudding and my coffee creamer, and I'm going to whisk that together really well. And I'm just going to say that you guys should melt your block of cream cheese a little bit in the microwave. It really did help get it creamy, because I had a hard time getting that and the sugar combined together. So you do want to make sure your cream cheese is pretty well room temperature so it will mix well, and mine was not, so I had to put it in the microwave, but it worked out fine. So then you're going to add your cream cheese and your sugar to the rest of the pudding, and then the last step would be to add the whipped topping, and then you're just going to mix it all together.
When we are together, I know you feel the tension. Just let me in your head so I can be there for you, there for you. The night is young, won't you sing for me? Won't you sing for me till we fall asleep? The night is young, won't you sing for me? Won't you sing for me till we fall asleep? The night is young, won't you sing for me? Won't you sing for me till we fall asleep? The night is young, won't you sing for me? Won't you sing for me?
So on Pinterest, I saw people serving this in an actual little small tiny pumpkin, which I thought was a really neat idea for like a Halloween party, or I don't know, just any kind of gathering for Halloween or just fall maybe. I thought that was a really cute idea. I, however, just served it in a little bowl, and then it said you can take some graham crackers and crumble them up and put them on top for like a finished garnish or whatever. But I didn't do that, so I was just trying this Biscoff cookie with it, and it was delicious. So now we're gonna move on to our next recipe, which my husband really liked this one. So if your man is all about cheeseburgers, then he will like this recipe. It's called chili cheeseburger soup, and it's really minimal ingredients. Yet again, does not require a lot of things to make this super easy. So I am browning up my ground beef, and then I'm going to add an onion in. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add 2 cloves of garlic, which in my case I have minced, so I'm just kind of guessing with it. However much garlic that you like in your recipes you can use. So you just want to mix that up really well and get it nice. Make sure your meat is done, and then we're going to drain off that grease. So once the grease is drained, I'm adding in 1 can of Rotel. Now I actually messed up with this recipe. It calls for 2 cans. So you want to add 2 cans of Rotel, but what I did was I added in half a can of water because I only had 1 can of Rotel, which it still turned out really good. It just, somehow I messed up when getting the ingredients, but it still turned out really good. So then you're going to want to cube up your Velveeta cheese, which you need 1 pound of, and you're just going to, after that cooks for a little while, I think it was like 20 minutes to let it cook, and then you just go ahead and stir in the Velveeta cheese, and the stuff is literally ready to go. You can let it go if you want to cook it just like maybe 10 minutes longer just to get the cheese really good. I don't even think I did that because 20 minutes was long enough to let it cook. And then it was ready to serve. This was super easy to make. Like I said, not a lot of ingredients, salt and pepper to taste, and this was really good. And like I said, my husband loved this.
No, did you fool yourself enough to be proud? Oh baby, baby, good at thinking. Even though you.
Alright, so I hope that you guys definitely, out of all these recipes, please try this last one that I am making. It is delicious. If you guys like Olive Garden, I tried a soup there called Zuppa Toscana, if I'm even saying it right. But I wanted to make it from home. So I found a recipe, the actual recipe on Pinterest. So you're going to need, to make this, you're going to need 1.5 pounds of sausage. You're going to need 1 onion. And then I had like a little small pepper that I went ahead and diced up and put in there. And you're going to brown this all together until it is done. And then we're going to drain the grease. You can also at this time go ahead and add your seasonings, and I think I did a little bit later, but you need 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and then right now I'm adding some minced garlic. So I think I'm adding, it calls for 4 cloves, so I think I did like 3 big tablespoons of garlic, and I think it worked out perfectly. This is a very flavorful soup, and it's really delicious, you guys. My husband and my family also shared this with my family, and they loved it. So I'm doing my salt and pepper now. Like I said, you can do that whenever.
My heart like that, like you're feeling sorry. It's your own fault. Now toss the salt. Don't you look at me like that, walking out the door like that.
So after I drained the grease, now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour, and there I was just adding my red pepper flakes. So you want to mix the flour in really good and make sure it's incorporated, and then you can turn your burner to medium, I think it's medium-high heat, and you're going to start adding in the chicken broth. And then you need 4 cups of this, so 1 whole carton was plenty, but you want to make sure you add this very slowly, because I don't know, something the recipe said that the flour could get really clumpy or it might not do well. It just said to add it slowly, so just add that really slow for a while on medium-high heat.
Hey, don't you look at me like that, when you break my heart like that, like you're feeling sorry. It's your own fault. Now toss the salt. Don't you look at me like.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my 3 cups of whole milk, and I had 2% milk, so whatever kind of milk you guys like, you can use.
It's a devil on your shoulder, devil on. It's a devil on your shoulder, devil on. It's a devil on your shoulder. Oh, devil on. It's a devil on your shoulder, devil on. It's a devil on your shoulder.
And now I'm going to add in my sliced potatoes. So you're going to need about 2 pounds of sliced potatoes. I think I could have added more potatoes, but I only had so many. So next time I think I might add like a little bit more, because I didn't have like a whole bunch of potatoes, which was fine. It still worked out to be plenty. So I'm just going to mix that together, and then we're going to turn the burner down to like medium low, and we're going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes, I believe. And then once it is simmered, we will come back. And this is the part that I did not actually have, but you're going to go ahead and add your heavy cream, which is 2 cups. And you're going to dice up some kale. So you're going to need 1 large bunch of kale. And this I did not have because I could not find it at my store. So unfortunately we didn't get to add the kale, but at Olive Garden I did have it from there, and I did have it with the kale, and it's really good. But my husband preferred it without the vegetable, obviously, but you can add that. So I let that simmer a little bit longer, maybe 10 minutes, and then I went ahead and added the 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and now it's ready to be served. And you guys can top it with extra Parmesan, but this was delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found some great ideas, and be sure to let me know if you guys want to see more cooking videos, and I hope you try these out. Leave me a comment down below if you do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.